Hello everyone! So during one of my most recent streams for episode 4 of my Potato Hardcore World series, I ended up talking a lot about Generation Lost the Founders Cut in that video, and since I didn't want to make the whole video accidentally about Generation Lost since it was a combination of two streams, I've taken all the best bits of me talking about Generation Lost the Founders Cut, some stories that happened on the day it was released, and some theories I've developed into this fun bonus video here. So if you have not seen Generation Lost the Founders Cut, or any media involving Generation Lost, I highly recommend you do not watch the stream and go watch the Founders Cut first, because spoilers ahead. Alright, let's get into it. So, my dad and I decided, hey, we want to go do something during the weekend. Oh, Lapis! So we decided the Saturday before Father's Day, we would go out and spend some time together at a mall we like to go to. But I realized the same day, the Founders Cut was being released. So I decided, hey, I'll be silly goofy, and I'll wear, like, one of my sleeveless tank tops, and my Generation Lost jacket, so I can wear a little Rambles fit for the day. I did that, and it was really fun, it was nice, and then we get to the mall. We went to, like, a little event beforehand, but then we go to the mall, and I forgot that this was in the mall. Again, Generation Lost spoilers, so if you don't know, don't watch the stream. There's little, I don't remember the name, but the little, like, chili cheesesteak, restaurant that Gen Lost Charlie was in when, he was being mind-controlled to do the streaming. Yeah, that was at the mall, and I'm just like, that was there. But yeah, I literally went to a mall in my Generation Lost jacket and thought about that. It's like a giant, like, grocery store, and we go in there, and I know we're probably gonna spend an hour in there, and the minute we go in, or actually a few minutes before we go in, the premiere of the social experiment of the Founders Cut begins, and I'm just like, hey Dad, is it cool if I watch this while we're shopping? And my dad's just like, oh yeah, you can, like, you can clip your phone onto the little straps for where they normally stick children. And I'm just like, you're the best dad ever. So literally, he's like checking in on me while I'm watching the Founders Cut. And oh my gosh, I had to keep my laughter in so much during episode 1 because of the freaking Goo Goobie and all the stuff. Yeah, so I literally have both my AirPods in, just watching the Founders Cut, and my dad's just like, you good? And I'm just like, oh yeah, I just hate this character so much. Mainly Hatch. I hate him so much. Like, seriously. So my dad comes in from the garage. I'm here watching the beginning of the 3rd episode of Generation Lost. And it's the part where Rambles in the mall, and he's hiding behind a bush, and my dad walks in, looks at the TV, and says, why are you at the mall? Why are you hiding behind a bush? What have you been getting up to, young lady? And I'm just sitting here like, wait, what? And then I look at the TV, and I'm just like, Dad, do you think I'm Rambles? And he's like, yeah, you have the same jacket. And I just facepalm myself and start laughing because I couldn't stop it. And he's been, hello, cave sounds. And he's been doing this because I keep putting Generation Lost on the TV. Past 2 days, he's been doing this. I will put it on the TV, and she's like, hey, why are you in a cabin with a weird slime demon? Why are you back at the mall? It's very funny. Surprisingly, he hasn't been in the same room as me when the whole, ending scene happens, so he hasn't been like, he hasn't said, why are you being crucified and about to have your face squished by an Iron Maiden? Yeah, that's gonna be silly. Also, since I've been having a Generation Lost on the brain, I will ramble to my dad about it, and I did post this on Twitter, so if you follow me on Twitter, you probably already saw the post, but if you're not, hey, follow me on Twitter. I'm at @AceofBlank_. I post stream updates on there. So yeah, I was talking to him, like, before it was time for me to go to bed and stuff. And I'm just like, oh yeah, because Rambles made this amazing series, and it looked so cool, and I can't wait for the Founders Cut, and he's just like, Rambo, he at first was having a hard time saying Rambo, and then he was just like, ramen, and I'm just like, ramen? How do you get ramen from Ranbu, or Ranbu? And he's just like, ramen, okay, his name's Ramen, and I'm like, their name's Ranbu! And he has not stopped. He'll say Rambo occasionally, and I'm like, yeah, that's how you say it. And he's just like, what? It's like, it's either Rambo or Ronbu. It has two different phrases. But yeah, my dad's now making a joke to never pronounce Ronbu correctly. Yeah, which is silly. Generation loss time. Full on. We're going full theory, MatPat game theory mode. Okay, so, something I've noticed ever since the finale, like, aired, is, like, Hedge seems, like, pretty possessive, I want to say, over Ronbu, because it's like, if you've seen the freaking blueprints for the mask, holy shit, that is creepy! Like, it is literally sewn onto Ronbu's face, and during, like, in the redubs, Hedge is just like, yeah, the company even made these fake missing posters, in case you went missing. You must be pretty special. Because at the end, we know Hedge has actually been in control of everything, so Hedge sees Ronbu as special. So, why is Ronbu so special? We don't know. Personally, I think it could be something like, maybe Ronbu, like, had escape show fall for a period of time, but then he got brought back. But I honestly think Hedge was ordered by the founder to let the audience vote on Ronbu surviving. He was ordered by someone, because from the way he talks to Ronbu, and he's so, like, in the dub, in, like, the new voiceovers, he literally says, I have so many roles that you would be great for, and he literally says, in the next one, you could be the star again. I don't think Hedge wanted Ronbu to die, but he was told to let the audience pick whether Ronbu dies or not. There's no way Hedge went through all that effort to make the mask sewn onto Ronbu's face just for Ronbu to be killed by the Iron Maiden. And I don't even think the hero Ronbu's dead. He's alive. Like, okay, so what I think is that it's been shown. Like, we gave Ronbu what they thought at the time was a merciful death. There's no way Hedge isn't gonna eventually recycle the hero Rambu and Gen Lost to make another hero character. Like, him and Charlie seem to be, like, the golden children of Shofall Media. Because it's like, they have accessories that cannot be removed from their body, so they are always in so they're always in Shofall's control. You don't do that with anyone. Like, we've seen Sneak's thing. Sneak's hat was easily removable. So Sneak wasn't, like, valued as important. They literally let Sneak get eaten by the TV monster. There's no way that Hedge didn't know about that. Hedge probably ordered Sneak to do it, but also, why was Sneak there? I think Sneak definitely had, like, a moment at the end of episode 2, like, I need to save Ronbu. There is no way, like, with the look they had at the end, like, Sneak was prepared to sacrifice himself for Ronbu. And I think Hedge knew this, so Hedge tried to get Sneak out of the way by sending the TV security monster after him. But again, I think Hedge has ulterior motives and wants Ronbu to stay around. Seriously, you don't put that much effort to sewing a physical mask onto a person to just let them get killed. If Hedge could, I bet Hedge would have, like, literally, during the ending thing, Hedge literally says he would rather quit than keep entertaining you, the masses. Hedge was literally trying to persuade the audience to let Ronbu live instead of let Ronbu die. Hedge didn't want him killed, and you cannot change my mind unless it's proven differently when we get the freaking, physical tapes. Speaking of which, I bought the VHS tape, because originally I wasn't going to do it, because, like, oh, it's going to be, like, a decorative thing, and then when I watched the after party, stream, and Ronbu was like, oh, yeah, you're going to be able to play it, it's an actual VHS tape. Moment of blindness, I closed the stream, I go onto the Generation Lost website, and boom, there was a VHS tape in my cart. How did that get there? Okay, something else I find interesting. We've seen the blueprints for Sneak, Charlie, and Ronbu's control devices, so it's, like, implied that, Ethan's device was his glasses as well, possibly. That, Nikki and Vinny's were clearly their hats, like, similar to Sneak. But Austin was never shown to have a device. So what I think is... Ooh. in, like, the whole carousel thingy, we never see... So, like, in the whole scene where it's, like, we get introduced to everyone, Austin is the only one who shows, like, real human emotion. So, what I think is going on is, Austin never had a mind control device. He is just someone Showfall picked up and put in the social experiments. So, yeah, I think Austin didn't truly know what was going on because he was kidnapped. And it would also make sense why he would be so desperate to get out and play the whole, like, heterosexual bit. Because, like, Showfall, that's also probably a reason why Squiggles at the time was, like, having, like, the little, wait a second bit. Squiggles, being controlled by Hetch, knew Austin was gay, probably from stalking him. Was just like, why is he pretending to be straight? Yeah. But also, from what we've seen from the whole blueprint, I definitely think the puzzler has mind control. His mind control stuff was in his prosthetics. Because, like, I think Hetch, seeing what he's done with Rambu, Hetch totally could have modified. Hetch has been seen to modify people, like, pretty heavily, so there's no way he wasn't experimenting and put the mind control devices for Puzzler in the face prosthetics that he was wearing. It would make sense. Also, rats and the ghouls definitely, their face masks were definitely their mind control devices, or their hats, and for the rats, it has to be their masks. Okay, something that actually pissed me off when I was initially watching was because one of my favorite bits from episode 1 of Generation Lost was the whole, the slime demon asking Rambu what his name was, and Rambu responded, oh, Rambu, and then Charlie went, Rumbus, Grumbus, my tummy's feeling a little Rumbus, Grumbus. But then, we get to episode 3, or the end of episode 2, and Hatch, instead of saying Rambu, is saying hero. So what I'm thinking is, Hetch, or the founder, whenever they were, like, canonically editing this, removed any clips of saying Rambu's name, because they're meant to just be the hero. It was, like, the only time that Rambu's ever called Rambu is by the freaking puzzler in, like, 1 or 2 scenes, and, like, those scenes were really important, so they couldn't get rid of them. Which means, if I'm on the right track, the founder didn't want anyone to know what Rambu was named Rambu. It's like, I feel like everyone who was on the carousel, Hetch saw as expendable. Like, they weren't needed to continue Showfall's, like, plans of the perfect TV show and everything. But I think in the past, like, Rambu is implied to be brand new. This is their first time on the show. So I think Charlie had definitely been on the show before, like, maybe even, like, definitely had been a main character. So Hetch kept him in, because he saw how popular Charlie was. Which is, like, reasonable. Like, think, like, Disney Channel original movies. They put people who are popular at the time in the movies. Like, Demi Lovato, who was popular during the time that, like, Camp Rock was coming out, they contractually put it in her contract to make her appear in Camp Rock. I think that's what happened. But also, like, when Good Luck Charlie was at its peak, they had Teddy's actress play in Lemonade Mouth. So, it would make sense to put, like, what the audience would perceive as an actor recast in new roles, because they don't know what's going on with Showfall. And, like, the puzzler, there's no way Hetch put in all that effort to make the puzzler look like how the puzzler does, and just throw him away. I think that Puzzler was previously definitely a fan favorite. So that's why they got such a big role in social experiments in episode 2. Like, heck, maybe even, like, in a past thing, he was, like, a father character, and which is why he was kinda pissed with Austin pretending to be a father. Past memories from past shows, possibly. And, like, Rambu's brand new. I've said it before, I think Hetch wanted Rambu to stick around. He wanted Rambu to be in the cast permanently, because it's Rambu. Who knows? Maybe Showfall's backup plan was to get more queer people in, and they knew Rambu has a history of stealing gender. I don't know, but yeah. I definitely think that, and it's like, it would also make sense, like, why Charlie has such more heavy, like, inputs inside of him compared to someone like Sneak. Because Charlie's fan favorite, so Hatch wants to make sure no chance of escaping. Because Charlie has like normally two connected devices, either like with his demon horns and the headphones in episodes 1 and 2 or 1 and 3. We don't know if he had any devices controlling him during episode 2. Personally, I think that could have like helped with like his loopiness and the break that happened when the whole like actual blood and guts part happened. Like heck, during that whole thing, Rob was also showing like, hey, he was breaking out the control. So yeah, but also Charlie has like the microphone thingy, and he has his mind control device during the whole like cinematic sequence in episode 3. He was being controlled by Hatch the whole time. Hatch was basically a second pair of eyes on Charlie because the decoy Hatch did like shoo away the drone. So Charlie was essentially another pair of eyes on Rambu, made sure Rambu was sticking to what Hatch wanted to do. And also, Charlie was kind of a handicap for Rambu during the ending, but Rambu wanted to save Charlie because he saw Rambu. Rambu saw Charlie as a friend. Oh, I just realized something. Hatch could have 100%, like, since he was implied to still be in control of Charlie at the time, Hatch could have 100% made Charlie useless at the time, so he would be a handicap for Rambu, and Rambu would even have less chance of, like, escaping, even though, like, Rambu had no chance of escaping at all, from what we know, but, like, Charlie just, like, made it harder for Rambu to escape because Rambu wanted to help his friend. Oh my gosh, that totally could have been what happened. Great, I think of angsty lore ideas or headcanons for Gen Loss, and the lore music starts playing. Coincidence? I think not. Oh, also, I just remembered, I need to catch up on, like, the Chronicle Zero Twitter stuff. I'm behind. I'm very behind. I haven't checked it on that in a while. I need to learn more about Zero. Oh my gosh. Sounds so cool. But also, if, like, Zero is, like, canonically, like, I saw, like, I forgot the TikTok users editing me. Put the TikTok users handle here when I'm putting this in editing. But I saw someone on TikTok, like, saying that, like, Zero definitely has, like, a connection to, the social experiments Rambu. But also that the founder could be a therapist, or use the job as a therapist to help with their experiments. Which I think is such a cool idea. It's, like, such a cool concept, because it's, like, and, like, one of their friends actually brought something up, like, therapy conversations can be recorded without consent in certain situations. Which, holy crap, that would be insane. But just, like, if Zero is, like, Zero or Miss Reynolds is, like, the first person to be, like, be controlled by the founder in, like, their weird ways. And, like, their whole perfectionist thingy. Patient Zero would make sense. But also, this will go to the point where Rambu can introduce canonical trans character. Just saying. I think that'd be cool. I did see some people say, like, oh, trans. But I'm just like, cool, name change. Or trans. People do love a good trans headcanon. And so do I. But yeah, I am so excited. Because I'm a sucker for some, like, old school technology things. Like, I have a DVD and VHS player that I've had since I want to say, like, 10. In my room. In, like, my actual bedroom. Hooked up to my TV. So I'm just like, I can play the Founder's Cut in my room! But also it has, like, rewind features, so, yeah. That tape is gonna get rewatched so many times. I'm really interested to see, like, how the tapes are gonna, like, integrate with, like, a possible ARG. Because, like, I will not be surprised if, like, things are, like, cut out or put in. Because, honestly, I would be like, because like also, it says like they're coming with like a signature from the hero. More evidence to my theory that Rambu survived. Is Hedge didn't want Rambu to die. Hedge brought him back. Totally betrayed the founder. Brought back Rambu, and is keeping Rambu like as an extra character because like. Plastic surgery exists, and we've seen he's made modifications to people like the Puzzler. He could totally just change up Rambu's face, and then bada bing, bada boom, he's in the show and no one knows. I was like, we don't know though if like in like the social experiments universe if they'll ever have like another character being controlled by the audience thing, which. It went kind of chaotically, so we don't know if canonically they will. But we also know Rambu might revisit the universe with the whole ARG, so we're definitely gonna get more lore. Personally, I want the lore that Rambu gets all his memories back, saves Charlie and Sneak, and then they all beat the shit out of Hedge. I hate that man. Hedge is on my list of characters who wear masks and are assholes and totally ruin the lives of a character who did not deserve to have their lives be ruined. And the other character on that list is All For One from MHA. Manga readers, you know what I mean. Oh, actually, I posted this on my TikTok, but I haven't posted like any of my also social media platforms. I keep forgetting to post on there. I actually crocheted like a little plushie of Squiggles, but it looks really silly because since I was using a lot of leftover yarn to crochet the Squiggles from like abandoned projects. His arms came out super buff, and he's just adorable. I call him Buff Squiggles. But yeah, I love the Squiggles animations and the Founder's Cut. He's a little guy, and he sounds like an Animal Crossing character. I hate the fact that Hedge basically wrote all his dialogue, but he's a little guy. I love him. I love the TV monster. It's such a cool idea. I'm actually working on crocheting a plushie of the TV monster, which always gonna be a pain when I have to do all the wires. I was actually saying, like, at the beginning of, before the Founders Code was actually released, a lot of people thinking, hey, maybe the new scenes will see our Hedge actually taking Rambu and putting him up in the, redstone. In the thingy where he gets crucified. Maybe we'll see Rambu actually entering the Shofo Media Mall. Wait, what if that's what will be on the ARGs? Like how Rambu got to work with Shofo. That'd be kind of cool. But also, we don't know. Heck, for all we know, the ARG part will be in, like, the freaking special gift. Because when we get, in the description it says we'll get a special gift and an autograph from our hero. Plot twist, the autograph is just Rambu's dead, like, handprint and blood. I do hope when Rambu's, like, I hope either, one, Rambu's just, like, gonna make, like, a, has, like, an artist who make a fake, like, signature and, like, mass produces it. But if Rambu actually, like, goes through, like, signing all of, like, the things as the hero, I really hope they are very careful and take breaks, because if I follow out Hirsch, like the creator of Gravity Falls, really excited for the Book of Bill coming out later in July. I actually ordered a signed copy of it. Yeah, from Barnes & Nobles. And my impulse purchase of last year that spiraled into making several impulse purchases this year. Never mind. Yeah, but I saw, like, he actually had to go to the hospital because, like, he hurt his hand working on a bunch of signing stuff. I really hope if Rambu's hand signing a bunch of these things, they take breaks. They are careful. Don't overwork yourself, please, Rambu, if you're gonna hand sign a bunch of stuff for your fans. Please. Because, trust me, as someone who has broken both of her wrists at different parts of her life, and is currently facing, like, damages from that because her freaking doctors didn't make her keep going to physical therapy. That's for another time, complaining about about me not getting proper treatment as a child for my broken bones. I just hope Rambu takes their time and make sure everything works well. I'm just also super excited to get to use my VHS tape, my VHS player again. Yeah, I actually remember, like, early times before the Founders Cup was, or like the social experience were a thing, Rambo was gonna do stuff with like cassette tapes. I told my dad this, and my dad's just like, "Oh yeah, that's old stuff," and I'm just like, "You're a nerd." Again, if you haven't seen it, please go watch the Founders Cut, Rambo, and like their team. They put so much effort into it. It's amazing. Go watch it if you haven't. Good. Bye.